What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about XRP today. It is the second day of October, and here we are at about $3.06. Second day of October, 2 hours, 50 minutes left in the day. Hit that like button, subscribe. Let's get into it, okay, you guys? This is a big deal. Okay, this is a really big deal. I want to say it was this day, if not, it was this day that we flipped bullish on XRP, saying that the low is in and that we will go low, that we will not go lower. We're likely going to go higher from here. That of all the cryptos in my life to ever do it, XRP would be the one to do a quadruple bottom, 1, 2, 3, 4 lows, and you're not going lower. It's impossible. I've been doing technical analysis for 10 years. Do you know how many times I've seen a quadruple bottom hold? 0. Is that a foreshadowing of what's to come? Maybe. Probably not, but maybe. Watch in a month. By the end of October, we're just down here. I should have known. Anyways, it's like right whenever I flip bullish, we move up, but then we dump. Anyways, back here, all these days here, over the past like 4 or 5 days, I did say that what would flip me bullish is if we just got above $3. If we could close a day above $3, because that's this daily low close here. It's also where you have some support here and some support back here. It's kind of in the middle of this overall consolidation phase. If we could get above there on a daily closing basis, that would make me flip bullish. So even if I didn't flip bullish yesterday or the day before, whenever it was, calling for this to be the low, we would undoubtedly have to accept it here. And I think that and the reason why I'm addressing that point right now is because I'm sure I'm not the only person that has that standard. I'm sure I'm not the only person who's easily identified that point right there is a place to is a point to consider when working, when factoring in if the low is in or not, right? Prior resistance there, prior support there, support right here, resistance back here. It's a significant area, $3 psychological area as well. Beyond that, we're above the 382. Which is at $3.05. That was another standard we had, was that we had to close above there on a daily basis. 2 days in a row. 2 days in a row would be nice to see, but I like what we're seeing here. It's quite possible, and you should not be afraid if XRP pulls back to its 236. It's quite possible to go back to prices that are down at, how low is that there? That's at about a $2.93, 92 cent, 92 and a half cent, something like that. Valuation price, not valuation price. Is it the same thing? I feel like valuation is what the market cap is. That's the valuation, but that's the price. Or is it the same thing? Like normally when people say valuation, they're referring to market cap, right? Or like what the total value is. When it's the price, it's not normally. I don't know. Anyways, getting caught up in the semantics here. I just think we could pull back here while moving higher. It's very normal to do. Don't count on it though. Don't hold your breath over it. If you're like, oh, this guy says it could drop to 292, 293. It's at $3.06 now. I'll just wait till it's down there. That sounds like a smart idea. It might not be. It might not be, because from here to there, that's about a less than 5%, just over 4% drop. The movements up that are ahead of us, the minimum target to 30% growth, it's not even close. The risk to reward management here, right? It's not even close. It's more risky at this point. Not financial advice, not a financial advisor. It's astonishingly more risky to not buy XRP than it would be to just buy it here. Right? Even if it goes down, it's less risky to buy it here than it would be to not buy it here, if you're catching my drift, right? What I'm saying. We might not go lower. Sometimes you do, and it's not common, but sometimes you do just run right up to your golden ratio, and then you pull back for support. Typically, you go 382, 236, and then up. Your 0.5, your 236, and then up, or your 382, and then up, whatever. Typically, you don't just make a straight beeline for the golden ratio, but from a high to a low, you've already gone to your golden ratio once. You've already interacted with the 0.5. You're already wound up, and you have this kind of W shape right here, where if you do get up here, you might not even stop at your golden ratio, guys. We might just rally all the way up to the 786, 886, and again, that comes from the fact that we've already had an interaction with the golden ratio before and the 0.5 before. We're already primed to see higher targets. And with the way that XRP moves, when you break out of a trend, whenever you're in a breakout phase, you typically move at a very unprecedented rate, which could take you all the way up to 343, 354, something in that area there. What are the liquidations like? Hold on, I want to refresh here because Bitcoin's moved up. You guys are still shorting. You guys. We had less, you guys, to all the bears out there, we had less than $2 billion in shorts volume over the past 24 hours at the beginning of this day. We've only moved up. And we have more shorts now than we did at the beginning of the day. You guys are crazy. Stop shorting. You keep shorting, you're fueling the fire. Keep shorting. Keep doing it. Let us go higher. Let us go higher. Anyways, getting distracted with Bitcoin, I want to talk about XRP. Not a lot of shorts here. Still a lot for XRP. Still 100 million. You're doing $100 million in shorts still today, even after this pump. Over the past 30 days, though, a lot of shorts to work through, you guys. A lot of shorts to work through. Yeah, you're going to eat those whole. You're going to eat those with both hands, man. And where do they get cleared out at? Like the majority of this kind of wall right here gets cleared out at about $3.20. What about three? So 320 is right where our golden ratio is. 320, 330 there. What if we just clear them all out? That's at 334, 336. It's pretty close. That's in that golden ratio zone still. I don't know. Maybe we do find turbulence at our golden ratio. And by the way, it's not a problem if we do. If we run up to 323, 334, whatever, we find turbulence there, we come back to probably this exact area for support, and then we continue to rally. Prior areas of resistance here turn into support, and then we rally. One way or another, though, I think XRP, we're at $3.06 now. I think it's very clear, especially with the amount of time left that we have in the day, unless we dump all the way back down today, and we have a harsh rejection right here. I think that we are on our way higher. And again, the perspective is going to shift here, right? People still, even now, might say, I want to buy XRP, but I'm hesitant. What if it's just a lower high? What if we go lower, just like we did all these other times? You know, we got a flat base here. We really might go lower. CME gap for Bitcoin, all this stuff. The hesitation's there. Once you're here, once you're up here, once you're above this high, you're above these highs, you're above the midpoint, you're clearly breaking out. Once you're up here, the perspective's going to shift, and FOMO is really going to lock in for the XRP. What's the word I want to look for? Anybody who desires to invest in XRP, whatever a word for that would be. The wanters, the people who want, right? The people who are in it right now, you're already ready. You don't care. Take your time. Do your thing. Whatever. Dump. I'm still holding. We're going to rip and rally no matter what. But a lot of people are thinking about adding more, thinking about getting in. Maybe they're thinking about, oh, I shouldn't have sold XRP for this coin. I really should just have held my XRP. Or maybe they're thinking, man, should I sell this coin for XRP? There's indecision right now. When it pumps, it's going to help people make that decision because it's a no-brainer, right? The reason why this perspective shift is going to happen from here, from like less than 30 cents from here, is because at that point we're thinking about new all-time highs. I think everybody in the crypto market right now accepts, you'd be hard-pressed to find anybody to tell you that XRP is not going to see new all-time highs this cycle. Okay, everybody's in agreement. Doesn't matter if you like it or hate XRP. I think everybody agrees we're going to see new all-time highs. But that perspective shifts to an immediate thought once we're out of this zone here, once we break out of that little trend. And that's what's coming. And that perspective will be powerful. That perspective is what generates all these moves for XRP, right? From the beginning days, I remember back here, people said that the slogan back here in 2017 was, XRP is pretty boring, but when it pumps a lot in a very short amount of time. You know, everybody knows how this thing moves. Everybody knows. And right now, we're waiting for a blue sky breakout territory of something that we haven't done in multiple cycles. The anticipation is killing me. It's probably killing everybody. Like really, a move up to here, which we're calling for $13 to $16, that's really not that big in the grand scheme. Like we're breaking out of this multi-cycle range and we're just going to stop right here. Okay. I have people laughing at me, telling me that I'm crazy or that I'm just doing it for clicks whenever I talk about going to 1356 or higher. I think it's crazy that you think that that's crazy. Because we're going higher than that. By the end of this cycle, XRP could hit $70, a multi-trillion-dollar valuation. It could be worth $40 or more. Over $1 trillion, absolutely, by the end of the cycle. That's happening. $13 or more, if not by the end of October, by the end of the year, undoubtedly. And just being real with you guys, with what I'm expecting this month to provide, we really could be above $10, if not $13 by the end of October. Certainly by the end of the year. And progressing much further past that going into the end of the beginning of 2026. And we consolidate whatever. The way that I have it drawn here would be like that's in July. I don't think it'll be July or August. I think that it'll be April or May. It might be easier to draw on a weekly time frame, right? Where I would think that going into the end of this month, there's going to be two ways that this works out, right? Either it's the end of the year that we come up here, which pretty pronounced move still, but slower, noticeably slower than what we consolidate. And then we come up. Oops, that's a little bit too much consolidation. We consolidate like this, and then we come up going to April, May. We're at like $40. Okay. I could see it. I could see it a little 1, 2, 3, 4, 5-legged move like that. Yeah, I could see it. Or are we going to be up here by the end of October, the beginning of November, like this? We consolidate, and then going into the beginning of 2026, we're reaching up here. March, April, May, we're all the way up at the $70 area. For those of you that don't know, because I know a lot of you are new to the channel here, and thank you all, by the way, the new subs and old. For those of you that don't know, we've done some very in-depth analysis on XRP, and we've concluded that the $40 to $70, even genuinely, and this is not just for clicks, but even $100 is possible by the end of the cycle. But the real area that we got a lot of congruence on when comparing XRP to BTC and comparing it, forecasting it for this coming cycle just on its own chart here, we got a lot of numbers, a lot of calculations that came up between like $40 to $70. Some at like 30, 20, around that area. Some even higher than 70, going to like 90 and above. But the most sensible areas were kind of right here. And if we look at this, $70 makes sense because it's right here in this 1886200 zone. $40 makes sense because from a high from the last cycle to the bear market low here, that's our 2618 at $41. So even there, the 2886 lines up here, there's a lot of sense to be made in this $40 to a $100 zone, especially $40 to $70. But it really does depend on what we do by the end of this year. I think as long as we're at least at 1356 by the end of this year, we have a chance of hitting $40. If we're not there, then we got a whole different game plan that we have to address, right? If we're at 1356 by the end of this month of October, we're heavily considering $70. I'm heavily considering it now, but that's open to change depending on maybe by the end of October, if not the beginning of November. What I am expecting, and I'll end the video on this note, is I'm expecting the next consolidation phase to be unlike any consolidation phase we've seen this cycle. This one was from December till now. Okay. October, we're going to break out, undoubtedly. This one was a long time, from May of 2022 until November 2024, multiple years. This next consolidation phase is going to be very short-lived. It might be volatile. Perhaps we hit $15, $13, something like that, and then we drop all the way back down to $7 or something, some crazy kind of drop, and then we continue to rally immediately. But it's going to be short. It's not going to be a 3-month or 5-month consolidation phase. If we top off at the beginning of November or late October, it's going to be like a month, 6 weeks at the most. And then we're going to continue to rally. Maybe we have one more consolidation phase after that that's like a month, 6 weeks at the most again. But we're really going to rally going into the end of this cycle, into the beginning of 2026. And anybody who's expecting there to be longer consolidation phases, we start to drop. It's like as soon as we drop, you're going to be left behind because you're going to be thinking that there's more to come, or that it's going to be forgiving, and that oh, we're up here, but we're going to come back down and consolidate because that's what we do. The pace is picking up, you guys. The pace is picking up for the whole market. We're going to see that happen going between now and the end of the year. And again, heed to these words, guys. We're not going to consolidate like we have for XRP, for Bitcoin, for any of it. These consolidation phases, which last several months, 4 months, 7 months, these consolidation phases that last a quarter of a year or more, they're done. They're done. We're in the part of the market now where things pick up the pace dramatically, and with that comes excessive growth as well in a very short amount of time. I wouldn't be surprised at all if we were at $13.56 by the end of October, certainly by the end of the year. Depending on what time frame it is that we get here, will determine, I think, more so what area we stop at in this zone here. I got nothing else for you guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe. The monthly RSI is phenomenal. The stochastics, everything about it's great. Everything about it's great. I don't like the bearish divergence here, but whatever. I mean, you actually, to be fair, you already kind of played out that divergence, so it doesn't even matter. It's what they would call irrelevant. The weekly time frame looks bullish as hell on all fronts, except for the MACD. The MACD is the one thing, but I will say you've been red now for 4 weeks. No, 3 weeks. 3 weeks. And what'd you do? Nothing. You had a wick last week. You're getting engulfed this week. Nothing. Nothing. Let's see how the week ends. Let's see how this month goes so far. But I think we're off to a good note. I think that this month is really going to be the kickoff of alt season. So I got nothing else for you guys. XRP is going to lead the way. Hit the like button, subscribe. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your mothers. All right. Bye-bye.